opponent, but when you go through that type of first round battle against the Pelicans and, Book is out and you have to kind of overcome shots not falling and all these different variables, is that the type of thing that can kind of help you as you go into another playoff series?
I think so. There were adversities for sure in that round, but I think that's every playoffs. Every round is filled with things you have to deal with. We were fortunate enough to overcome it enough to win, but seeing guys not just step up, because that term is used a lot, but just do their job in a way that allowed for us to win games, especially guys like Biz and Aaron, who were able to play a role in a big game here at home. Being able to overcome the rebounding deficit was something that was huge for us. And, you're hopeful that it can help you as you advance, if you can't advance, from a confidence standpoint. As a staff and as players, we know we can plug guys in the game that can help you win, and then those guys have more confidence.
Is this the type of series where, because they have so many guards and wings and they like to go small, that we might see Torrey Craig minutes or Bismack Biyombo as far as that mobility on the perimeter?
We'll see.
Monty, DA, and a few of the guys the last couple of days have mentioned that Clippers series in relation to Dallas and playing 5 out. How much do you think it helps the guys to have been through a playoff series like this against a unique style of play?
I think it does. Again, it's just different, though. I mean, the reference points are there, but it's still a different style of play when you have a guy who has the ball as much as Luka does. When you play the Clippers, it wasn't as ball dominant. Paul had it, PG had it some, but other guys had it too. Reggie had it, and in some ways it's similar because Brunson has the ball and he's expanded his game, but Dinwiddie's a different player in that regard. When we were in Philly and he was in Brooklyn, Kevin and I, we were just mind-boggled, trying to stop him, and that makes it a little bit different. But it is a good comparison. I'm sure, our guys can refer to that, but, these series are just so unique. And it's just one of those things you try to learn from stuff, but at the same time, every series has a life of its own.
You kind of alluded to this on Saturday, Kleba and Powell, kind of two different types of players that they play. How much did you see a benefit from your situation with DeAndre and Dario, where having a guy that's in and then bringing in a guy that's out kind of helps diversify things?
I think most teams some teams are built that way. They have a stretch big, and then they have a big that does a bit more interior work. So it's not something that we haven't seen. The one thing about these two bigs is that they're both physical. Even though one steps out and shoots a few more threes, he's still a big physical guy. And, when we played them one time and they had Kleber on Chris, and that's something we haven't seen from any other team. So they can do different things like that you may not see on any other squad.
What Dallas has liked to do since the trade to get Dinwiddie and trade out KP is really spread the floor and drive with their guards. They're toward the bottom in assists per game, but their guards, because the guards are the ones scoring every time. So, you're going to have to, you're going to get spread out and all that. From seeing the film, how do you guys think you'll be able to block them?
I mean, we'll have to see. It's just a huge topic of awareness for us, just because they're good at it. They don't just do it just to do it. They do it, and they're productive in it. For us, it always starts in transition. Being able to find a man. When you watch the film against or with them against other teams, there can be confusion at times in transition when you just try to get to your guy, and that opens up holes in the defense. You have to, in our opinion, my opinion, get back and find a man. And then if you can find your guy on the backside, it works out. It can work out for you, but they're really good at it. If you don't have balanced offense, or if you're missing threes with long rebounds and they can take off, it puts a lot of pressure on your defense. And then you add the fact that those three guys can create for themselves and other players, Bullock and Finney-Smith and the shooters they have on the squad, it just makes it hard on you. So that's your point is well taken. You got to be able to guard the ball for 2 or 3 dribbles without a blow-by to help your defense.
Oh, Joe, you're looking at, you just mentioned Finney-Smith, and you've said many times before, you guys have played him, that he gets overlooked and isn't fully appreciated. What have you seen just as of late with him that he's even grown even more as a player?
His confidence. He's shooting the ball. He wasn't a reluctant shooter, but now you see more confident shooting the ball. And he puts it down more than, people give him credit. Sometimes it's a 1 or 2 dribble to the rack, put it down environment, but his toughness has always been there. He's always been an offensive rebound threat. He guards multiple positions, and he's big. He's just one of those guys that we don't overlook. And Bullock's the same way. I mean, you tend to talk about the 3 guys that score a ton, but Bullock's a guy that our whole squad is aware of, along with Finney-Smith.
The only follow I had was, I find it interesting that all the 18 that are left, 5 were coached, 5 played in the NBA. They were former NBA players that are now head coaches. That wasn't necessarily the case when NBA players started being head coaches.
Yeah.
What do you think maybe is either changed, or maybe how today's coach is more prepared that's come out of being a player, or is there any real correlation at all?
It's hard to say. I mean, I think all of us realize we can't make this kind of money doing anything else. Nobody else is going to hire me to do anything else but this, and they're probably second guessing themselves after a few conversations with me. I think all of us love the game. I think for the most part, this is all we've done, and we've all been afforded opportunities to segue into something that we love, even though it can be different. Your days are different. That would be my only contribution to that. I don't know. It's different for different guys. When I got into it, it was the place I was the most comfortable being in. I've been in the gym my whole life. My kids have been in the gym with me their whole lives. And so for me, it was somewhat of a smooth transition. I'm sure it's different for different guys, but I couldn't think of anything else I was going to do. Nobody was going to pay me to balance a checkbook or run a business or come up with a few dog breeds, but I don't think anybody's going to pay me for that. So it was a good transition for me.
Monty, back to the last series, how much, if anything, led to you guys getting going in that series, because you really hadn't played a meaningful game in so long between when you created all the distance in the Western Conference to the start of the playoff?
I mean, that break probably, I wouldn't say it hurt us. We probably lost some conditioning. We played against a team that, in our opinion, wasn't an 8th seed by any stretch, if you looked at their record since the trade. And we felt like it helped us, playing in a tough series like that, where every possession was physical and playing against a team that knew us. That was something that was really difficult for us. So the long break, maybe we lost some conditioning, but playing against a team like New Orleans, I think helped us not just get ready for Dallas, just it helped us like turn on, if you will. And I'm grateful we came out on top.
Monty, regarding the just having the weekend off, how much do you think that helped Devin just to have a couple extra days?
I'm sure it helped. I mean, he's been he's healthy. I'm not quite sure if there's anything else we can do as a staff or as a medical team, but every indication I've gotten has been he's fine. So I don't know what else to say about that. Yep, thank you.